What's up, guys? We are live. Well, technically, not live at all, but it's the best we can do until we can finally stream. It's Kanan, guys,
It's Jesse.
and we, of course, are the Geeky Saiyan couple. And welcome back to episode 2 of the daily. We've only done one episode, so I'm still learning. I'm still learning the title. Daily Geeky Life podcast. So if you didn't see the first one, I would highly suggest going and watching that. It was actually a really good time. Episode 1 was kind of a Ruby themed episode. It was kind of our post volume show. This one is a Q&A. There's a few subscribers that wanted us to do a Q&A, and we've not done a Q&A. It's been about a year, because the last one we did was for a 100 subscriber giveaway, and now we're over 400. So yeah, we've kind of been due for. Well, the problem with Q&As is that since we're such a small channel, even if we announce we're doing a Q&A, it's very hard to get questions, and we don't want to make up questions to make a video. I think about 4 or 5 people sent in questions, but they almost all of them.
Questions.
Yeah,
so.
we've got 21 in total, and we're going to get to those very soon. I don't think there's any big I don't think we've gotten any new Patreon supporters or anything like that.
No, but thank you to the ones we still have.
Yeah, thank you to everyone that's still supporting us.
On that, the prints for the month of April, they sent me. They were bad. Like, the ones they sent me were actually really screwed up, so that's why they weren't sent out just yet. But they've resent me new ones, and I'm just waiting on them. So, everyone who's given me an address, you'll probably get, like, a stuffed envelope of prints just to make up for it, because, I can't really change the printing company's mistake, so...
Yeah, that's always a problem you gotta run into. It's Saturday night for us. It'll be Monday for everyone else. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of tired. I had to work today. She's got to work tomorrow, so
I still got work to do tonight.
yeah. So I hope you guys are. By the time you see this, the weekend will be over. So I hope you had a good weekend. Hopefully everything is going well. So before we get to any of the questions, thank you to all of our Patreon supporters. You guys are part of what keeps the channel alive.
As well as all of our subscribers and our followers on Twitter, Instagram.
All that.
We had a few new on Facebook.
Yeah. Oh, we did? I'm barely on Facebook anymore.
We don't post as much on Facebook, because we usually do that a lot with cons. I'm trying to post more on there, but we have more of a following, everywhere else. Plus, not having cons, now that we have business cards.
It kind of seems like Facebook's kind of dying.
Yeah, it's a way to market something, especially with some of the groups. But as soon as cons start coming around again, and more people start getting our business cards, the little scan block, the QR code on there will actually link to every social media we have. So that'll probably make things a little easier for people to find us everywhere.
Yeah.
Once that happens again, anyway.
So yeah, and mystery box orders have kind of slowed down, though she's gotten one today. Seriously, guys, if you guys want any kind of mystery box, it doesn't really matter what theme it is. She can make something for it.
Just know, and I did post in there because some people were unsure. This isn't like store-bought stuff. This is all handmade things that I make. So that's why the process,
why you didn't get anyone that was upset that it
no,
wasn't?
they just didn't know. They're like, "Oh, this is awesome! I didn't know it was all handmade." Yeah, it is. That's what makes it different. Instead of getting store-bought, bootleg things that were just shoved in a box.
And
this is all personal stuff. And
she can make some pretty interesting things, guys. Like, she made this.
I made the pattern too. I have a pattern for several characters of that, actually.
And you've actually been meaning to put this on the background. It's supposed to have.
Yeah, it's supposed to. It's. And it says Bumblebee below it. It's supposed to.
Yeah, she's made me.
Put them on canvases.
She's made me a Korasami one. She's made me an Edeldeath one with female Byleth and Edelgard. those take time to make because it's all these different
Because
colored
I have
beads
to sit
and all
there
that.
and
But yeah,
beat it.
she can make some amazing stuff, guys. So if you ever want something, get a hold of her.
I've started new detailed things with actual tiny beads. I can weave them together into pictures. Though the more detailed, just know the longer it takes.
And of course, we do have a Patreon. That's one of the things that will help us keep this channel alive. If you don't like Patreon, we do have a tip jar that's part of our Etsy store, I believe. And
No, it's part of our Square
Square
store.
store.
The Square store. That's the other thing is yes, we have both. A lot of people don't like Etsy. Yes, it's convenient, but the problem is fees. Like, they charge us so many fees. It's not even funny in the end of the month. So, yeah, that's why I do try to push the Square store, because there's more on there. The Square store actually travels to conventions with us, so everything goes through it. That's where our tip jar is. We also have a Patreon store on there. There's only one thing on there so far, but for Patreon exclusive things or Patreon first things, if you're on our Patreon, no matter what tier you're in, you could be in just the dollar tier, and you'll have access to the password that will change every month, which reminds me I have to change it. It's May.
Yeah, but
and it signs you into that portion of the store only. We started offering that. A friend actually suggested that.
yeah, the tip jar was pretty much like someone asked us if we did.
I've had a couple people ask, actually.
Someone had asked about PayPal, which PayPal.
We have a love-hate relationship with PayPal.
So the tip jar is kind of like PayPal, and like you can decide what you want to send, but it's optional. You in no way need to. It's just that we gotta plug that stuff. So once again, before we get to the questions, I want to talk about some movies real fast, because we've recently seen a new movie, and I've watched a kind of recent movie that I want to gush about a little bit. So a couple of weeks ago, we went to my nephew's house, and since he's got better internet than us, he invited us over to watch Godzilla vs. Kong. I enjoyed the movie. It seemed like it was more like, spoiler warning if you've not seen Godzilla vs. Kong. It seems very more about Kong than it did Godzilla. Poor Kong he just got the rough end of the deal in most of this movie. But where it stands with the other, monsterverse they're building, I still think I like Godzilla King of the Monsters more. But it's definitely, I think, the second best film in the whole MonsterVerse, with Kong Skull Island after that, and then Godzilla 2014 after that. Because let's admit it, even though I loved that movie when it first came out, Godzilla 2014 is not a very good movie. There's not enough Godzilla in it. She enjoyed it.
While freezing.
Yeah.
So I had cuddly dogs that kind of wanted my attention too, but it was a good movie.
And then his cat tricked me. Like this cat,
forbidden fluff.
Well, okay, for one, he said that he had never seen a cat before that would let you rub its belly and not do anything. Because the cat was laying there and he was just rubbing his belly.
It's a trap.
Yeah, but he didn't do anything to him. He came over to me, crawled across my lap, and was just I have never heard a cat purr so loud in all my life. And he got on his back and he wanted me to rub his belly. I did. That darn cat tried to bite me so many times, it ain't even funny. I was like, you little damn traitor. So yeah.
Dylan also didn't do it long enough.
Well, this is what I always say. Cats may love you, but they are random as they can be. You can't trust them 100%.
It's a trap, and it's forbidden fluff. They'll let you pet it, and they're thinking, okay, this is nice. Now I'm gonna bite you.
Yeah. The other movie that I want to talk about, Jess, of course, will not watch it, even though it's more on the comedy side, and it's kind of silly, and that is Willy's Wonderland. I'm kind of ashamed how bad I wanted to see this movie. I am a Nicolas Cage fan, even though he does not speak the entire movie. even though the director and writers said that there was no inspiration from Five Nights at Freddy's, I find that hard to believe. FNAF may not be nearly as popular as it used to be, but this is definitely a FNAF.
I'm also a fan of Nicolas Cage, though. Like I said, or he said, no horror for me. Though I don't care.
I think you could handle this movie.
Some of my favorites are the National Treasures because I like history. So.
But I think you could handle it. Yeah, there's blood, but I mean, it's like this kind of movie. If you guys have not seen it yet, don't go into it expecting a serious, high-budget AAA movie. It's ridiculous. It's insane. But it is entertaining. That's one thing I can say about it. It is an entertaining movie. All right, so let's get into these questions. I tried to jumble them all up, though I'm sure whoever sent, I forgot to write down the names, but thank you to everyone that did send a question. I came home from work, we ate, and I got the questions pulled up, so... you all know who you are. I know Raven sent a question. That's not her Twitter name anymore, but that's what we call her.
That's how we remember who said what. We'll usually remember one name will stick out.
Another Twitter follower, I'm guessing they're a subscriber as well. Stillwater sent a couple. Yeah, I do want to shout them out because they did take the time to, and one of them is the one that gave us the idea to, hey,
it's been a while.
Yeah.
Would you do this?
Yeah, would you guys consider doing a Q&A? Casey, thank you. Ruby fan and I hiatus hell. I think
we all feel that.
Yeah. And Justin, who said they're a huge fan, thank you very much. So yeah, I believe that is everyone that sent questions, but they all, almost all of them sent more than one.
If we missed one of you, though,
let us know in the comments.
Let us know.
All right, so question number one. I know who sent this one specifically. It was Raven. Is there a bucket list thing that you want to do together, like travel to a specific place or try anything else new as a couple?
We've not actually formally made one, but yes,
No,
actually we do have one.
I believe, as far as travel goes, we both want to go to Japan.
Yes. There's a couple places that we actually want to go, but...
London, Paris,
yes.
Just all the major places.
We're not going to touch on exactly... There's a couple reasons to go to London, but we can't give that away until it actually happens.
Yeah.
Because there's multiple reasons for it, but besides, the Harry Potter stuff, all the Beatles stuff, there's just... And my family...
I actually want to save enough money so we can eat at one of Gordon Ramsay's restaurants.
That too, but my family actually came from South Wales, so I'd love the chance to go and actually get to see parts of stuff like that, because there's old pictures that my family has and pictures of them coming over on the ships and everything.
Now,
that'd be really cool for me to see.
Now, she mentioned Harry Potter. Just want to throw it out there. We do not support J.K. Rowling's thoughts or anything, but
my childhood.
Yeah, she is a Harry Potter fan since she was a kid, so there's a fine line between supporting her but still being a Harry Potter fan. So
yes, throw that out there. But that's definitely on the list. But we definitely want to go to Japan, and we want to get the chance to go to at least a couple international conventions.
Yeah.
Which usually it was just one, but we liked when we're gonna travel. If we're gonna travel, if there's we'll try to plan it around a convention that's known. That way, whatever area we're going to, we can attend that while we're there. Because we're not going to just stay a day or two. It'd probably be a week.
And also, while we're, there's two major factors that'll help us be able to get to Japan. Money and me getting over my fear of flying. Yeah. You can ask her. I am terrified of flying. But, hopefully...
We're gonna start in the States first,
but
with
hopefully,
the plane.
but hopefully we win the lottery or the channel becomes like one of those 1 million subscriber channels, so we can go because we'd love to film it. But while we're there, like it's not just the anime stuff that we want to go and see in Japan. Like I'd love to see some historical stuff because I am a big history
There's
buff.
a lot of stuff in Sailor Moon that's actually real and based, like the Hikawa Shrine.
But like,
I'd love to see that. It's gorgeous.
but like eating authentic Japanese cuisine,
Yes.
like I would love to eat fresh sushi right as
Ramen.
it's made. Yeah,
I'd
like
love to
actual
have-
ramen
yes.
bowls. But also,
They're vending machines too.
if you guys watched our Mysterious Darkness show, which we do need to bring back, I'm kind of into the creepy and macabre a little bit, so I wouldn't mind walking through the suicide forest.
No.
Just to see if the rumors of it being haunted are true. But that's just like one of those things. Like it seems like every time someone goes to Japan, they're like they want to go to that forest just to say they've been there or to experience it, because it's wild that so many people go to that forest to do something like that. And like I feel for the people that work there who have to go hunt for them. Like that just it creeps me out just thinking about. But I would like to visit it just to say I've been there.
There's other countries that like aren't even associated with cosplay or anything that we'd love to see.
I'd like to go to Germany just to say I've been.
Yeah. But one, like Australia is one of them. Italy. I'd love to see Barcelona. My cousin actually had gone there. It was studying abroad, and the pictures absolutely gorgeous. And Scotland. That's another thing. My family's actually royalty from there, believe it or not. So a lot of stuff is like history from my past and such.
I would
cool.
I would kind of like to go to Norway just to
Ireland.
Yeah, I would kind of like to go to Norway just because Vikings and all that. So yeah, like Jess said, we don't exactly have a bucket list, but we do have stuff that we would like to do, because we're both not really thrill seekers like bungee jumping or parachuting out of a plane. Though she's more of a daredevil than I am, because she absolutely loves. Like I like roller coasters. Don't get me wrong, but
I grew up in Cedar Point. Okay,
yeah,
I ran from
I'm
coaster to coaster.
I can't go like 10 roller coasters a day like she can. I'll get sick.
I was taught young. I can thank my dad for that one.
So yeah, that's pretty much to answer that one. Number 2, what upcoming cons will you guys be attending? That's a hard one to
we know
answer
a couple,
because
but it's really hard because
a lot of the cons that we usually go to are not happening, or they are.
we haven't announced anything.
Yeah, because like Colossal Con and Sandusky, they're happening this year, but they're going to have so many restrictions. Plus, 2 of the people in our room had to pull out because of medical issues, so it's more than likely not going to happen this year.
It's iffy at the moment. We're waiting for the final decision on some things, because anyone else that's watching this that goes to Colossal that is also backed out, they know the stake of even if you go or you're not, what happens to the room. The legacy's gone for the next year.
Though our badges are still there.
Yeah, so as soon as we get the word, we're either going or either switching our badges for one final time.
Yeah.
But whether it's a new con here that started last year, and it's called Smoky Mountain Fan Fest.
It's in July, I believe.
Yes, when they followed me randomly last year before they even started, and on Instagram, and that's how I found out about them. They started here in I think Newport, and it was a small thing, but they actually, because of how I think the turnout they had was so big, they actually secured a bigger place in a convention center in Gallenberg, which it's sad to say, I've lived here almost 5 years and we've still not been to Gallenberg just to see it.
You're not missing.
I know, I'm not missing much.
I know it's a big tourist draw and all that, but guys, really, if you've ever heard of Gatlinburg, Tennessee, there's nothing really there. There is nothing to do. It's overpriced. Like
I just want to see it once. But
I played putt mini golf in Gatlinburg one time. It was $25 a person. No.
Well, the one I took you to, even if it was free at the time for us. It was still cheaper than that.
Yeah, like I'm not paying $25 to play putt.
After that, we will go if it's there, but MatsuriCon, I have not heard anything. I've seen very few people post about it, but since it's...
MatsuriCon's in Columbus,
yes,
Ohio. Same way with another one that we go to in January called OhioCon, but they've already said that they're
going to be coming back next year as far as a real con. But, so if that does happen, we will go to that one. But other than that, the only one we've got secured...
That's definitely is Smoky Mountain.
Well, and Yamacon.
Oh, yeah,
that one was announced. That one's in December.
Yeah,
it's in
Pigeon
it's
Forge.
close to Galbert. It's in Pigeon Forge. Which is that one's been decently growing.
And I am so excited for the one in July because I miss conventions. I miss cosplaying. Sean Schimmel, the voice of Goku, is going to be there. I'm excited.
Yes,
so.
There's a few other people that are going to be there too. That we're excited if we get the chance to meet. But the main one is Sean.
Yeah.
I mean, if we got the chance, though, it wouldn't be that hard to see him since it would be Kane. But he's actually the mayor of Knoxville, so it's kind of.
Yeah,
so
Knoxville.
You can see why he's there.
Yeah,
but,
Knoxville's got a pro wrestler as a mayor.
Which, depending how they set it up, we might be able to actually even just to get to meet him, even if we can't pay for a picture. But Sean's like a huge reason.
Yeah, that's the biggest reason why I want to go.
Majin Buu would be another one for me.
Yeah, the voice of Majin Buu is going to be there. Yeah. Okay, so number 3, any new cosplays on the line? Well, for her, she's. We'll be here all night if she talked about every single one.
No, but I could talk about the new ones.
For me...
Casual ship.
Well, here's the thing. With what's been going on and all that, I've not really been thinking of cosplays because we for the longest time, we didn't know when conventions were coming back. Some ones that I've been thinking of, I already do a male Yang, so I thought about doing a male Ruby because I love her Atlas outfit. To this day, I love her hairstyle from Atlas, so I thought about maybe doing a male Ruby. Commander Shepard from Mass Effect, especially since the Legendary Edition's coming out. It's very soon.
Coming, I promise. The headpiece is a mess. I'm going to be doing a femshep though.
Yeah. We talked about doing Leon and Ada from Resident Evil 2 because we've already done 6, though I'd love to do 4 as well.
Yeah, we're working for it, and I've actually got the stuff saved for I actually have the stuff for the dress, which actually is in that list of cosplays next.
I'm trying to talk her into fully cosplaying as Lady Dima. I can't pronounce it right now. I've been trying to get her to do pretty much the tall, hot vampire lady from Resident Evil 8.
I have the stuff for Ada for 2, 4, and I'm redoing 6, which we do have quite a few upgrades for 6 and for his Leon. Like, we actually have a updated vest for him that he's never gotten to use yet.
I don't even know if I can fit in that right now.
You can. It expands on the side. But it's just...
Yeah, I bought that like years ago, and I've not used it once.
We just happened to come across it, and there was only, I think, one there, and we're just like, you have to get this.
Another one that I really want to do is the Hunter from Bloodborne. I really want to do that. Bloodborne is probably in my top 5 of most favorite video games, and it's definitely probably my favorite Souls-like game, even counting Dark Souls and Demon Souls and all that.
It's going to be just complicated.
Well, it's because the look that I want is, I kind of want it to be... Here, let me pull the case. I pretty much want it to be the standard outfit, but the top and all that, I want it to be Eileen the Crow's top with the crow feathers. So it'd pretty much be the hunter hat, the gauntlets, and the boots, but with the Eileen the Crow top, because I love the way it looks.
I told him, he asked about the feathers. I said, think the amount of feathers I have for Raven. Like,
that technically
10.
Counts as a new cosplay because you've still not done
yes.
it, Raven
Raven
and
is
Edelgard.
Yes, Raven is definitely another one. I'm still been working on it. I know a lot of you are waiting on the videos for her. Some of the footage, because of that other program we had, is corrupted. But it was pretty much just the wig. So since I've left part of the wig out to show you how I'm doing it, so that way at least there'll be a little bit in there. That's why I haven't done the rest of it yet. But Raven, I'm still figuring out her weapon because I want it to move, because I'm just that complicated. But I told him his cape, think of Raven with like times 10 of feathers.
You're also wanting to do Edelgard, right?
Yes. I actually have the patterns for her. I have some of the fabrics. I have all of her uniform pieces, and
That was weird. My water bottle farted.
But I do have her wig. I still need to do the other one. I've got a lot of stuff, but I'm trying to think of what else. I've also been redoing a lot of Sailor Moon outfits. That's another one. There is a Sailor Moon crossover. I've mentioned it, so if any of you can actually guess which one it was, I have the fabrics for that, and she's actually going to be getting done with some of these commissions that I've got soon. I'm redoing Neptune. The new one I'm adding is Usagi's high school uniform, and Neptune Michiru's Mugen Academy uniform. I have all this stuff that started. I just haven't, done it. I've got a long list.
Yeah, like I said, I wish you'd quit. Because
But
we'll be
most
here
of the
for
stuff
hours.
I've been working on. I've gotten the stuff recently on a sale to redo Asami. A couple versions of her. We've been working on upgrades for him, like a new Yang wig. Yang wig.
I don't have any more room to talk about anymore. Any that I probably wanted to do. Well, dang it! I wouldn't mind doing some Monster Hunter outfits, but those are really complicated. So, and
I can thank Kamui because I can do some of them anyway.
And you've also wanted to do Aloy, so from Horizon Zero Dawn. So, next question. Yeah, we're only on question 4.
Lightning needs are done too.
Okay, that's enough. Any new channel stuff we should be expecting? Like, what is something you guys would like to start or try out that you don't already do? Oh. The bad thing is, most of the stuff that you guys see on the channel is not, like, long planned. Like, I could just be playing a game like, oh, I'd like to do this. And that's where, it'll go. Like, right.
It's usually always when I'm deeply in the middle of working on something. Oh, hey, let's do this.
Well, as of right now, I don't have anything planned that's vastly different. I mean, there's a lot of games that I'd like to do Let's Plays of, but that's the reason why only Resident Evil 7's been on the channel here recently, is because I'm trying to get it done before 8 comes out. And then, of course, I'll go back and play games that I haven't touched in a while. And also, that time in March when the channel went down, that set us behind a lot. So we've kind of been like, some stuff is on hold, like my Mario Kart Let's Plays, or any of my Mario Let's Plays. The reason why I've not done a new episode of those recently is because the channel magically came back, and now all this other stuff's coming out, so it's really hard. Ruby stuff, like, it's not exactly new that you've not seen, but something we want to do before Volume 9 comes out is to go back and rewatch Volume, pretty much from the Red trailer to Chapter 1 of Volume 7, and not really react. It would be more like discussions. We call them retrospective reactions. Go back, watch the older stuff, and like see if we can find connections that would eventually happen, like Easter eggs or something like that. So those will be starting up soon at some point. Now this really isn't stuff that we've not exactly done before, but like stuff that's coming up, like the Volume 8 soundtrack reaction, we'll do that. Reaction to the Ruby RTX panel, we'll do that. If we're able to get them all, because Ruby, Blake, and Yang are pre-ordered. Weiss is the only one we missed. We may do unboxings of the Ruby Nandroids, or however you say them. We may do unboxings of those. We're definitely going to be doing an unboxing of the Mass Effect Legendary Edition crate or whatever.
And I've seen from another creator that I follow, I've seen how big the box is. It's giant.
I would like to do more vlog-like stuff, especially like we've got a vlog recorded of the last con we went to. It's just that we never got around to putting it together and posting it because of everything that happened. So we may post that at some point. Con vlogs is definitely something I want to do.
We actually have a decent camera, at least for that.
Yeah.
The cards, it was a little blurry for you, but we actually have a decent video camera to actually use for conventions now.
So far, all I've used it for is an overhead for my card unboxings. So yeah, if I had to say something new, it would definitely be convention vlogs. We just got to get back to where we can go to conventions.
For me, I know because was asked is Let's Plays of Siberia, and there was something else too.
Well, there is some questions for you, so might want to hold it until that. This next one's for you. Number 5. Will there be more art content from Jess?
Yes.
Don't know when, because it seems like she says she's working on stuff and then she never records it.
I just got a nice tablet. I have my other one that I had gotten, which is technically a traditional crossed over into digital, and I tried to film with that even just to see how it worked. Filming that didn't work so well because I'd have to have 2 cameras and it just wasn't focusing enough and it just wasn't working for that. This new one, I could actually do it. I've actually been able to get some more art out quickly on that, and I'm still learning it because it's kind of a learn as you go thing in digital art, since I didn't get to take that stuff in college. I kind of just went with it. But yes, there will be more art content, and that also crosses over into cosplay content, because I've also been able to use this tablet to make patterns better with a couple different softwares that I was able to get my hands on. It's just a matter of doing it and also navigating around my, working, which I'm actually going to be working from home for a while again, probably. Plus our business at home, getting all these boxes out and dealing with mail delays and...
You good?
Yeah.
Okay, number 6. What different and new games do you want to try out? I don't know much about different because I'm kind of picky when it comes to the games that I buy. Because I just want to make sure it's a game that I'm going to enjoy. And, especially with new games, especially for the PS5 going at $70, I have to be really careful. New games, well, I've got one right here, just bought yesterday, Returnal. It's brutal, but it's very enjoyable so far, and it looks amazing.
If anyone saw that our PlayStation, both of them, our reactions to it,
well, in one, it was just me.
No, it was the one before that.
I know, but we've only done one of those.
We've done 2 together last year.
I didn't post the second one. We didn't post the second one, remember? Because we didn't get really hyped about anything in the second one.
I thought we did. I couldn't remember, but we
It's still saved. We just never put it up.
There's some of the games were the same that we've seen, but
the new Ratchet and Clank game,
yes.
Even though it's only for PS5.
Stray.
Yeah.
That, and I don't know if I've really mentioned it in my other games, but I think in the other episodes of anything, I think the video game one, I'm not sure, but racing games, I actually do like those, and I've never played Gran Turismo, so I was pretty excited to see
the newer
one.
Yeah.
Because it's definitely going to be one that I'm going to try, because I loved Forza, but he's told me that it's
only on Xbox, yeah. Another game that recently came out that is not usually the kind of game I like to play. I try and stay away from always online games because, our internet is just awful. But this one I actually enjoyed because you can play the whole thing solo. It has, I'm just going to go ahead and say it, Outriders. I really enjoyed this game. Like, you can ask her. I played this thing days straight until I beat it. If you ask me, it's pretty much a third person Destiny, but the story is way better. Like, pretty much the story for this is how Destiny should have been. Because, when Destiny first came out, it was bare boned. This one is not. It's very story rich. It's pretty lengthy. So yeah, I really enjoyed Outriders. Also, you've got, of course, Resident Evil Village coming out next week, or this upcoming week. You've got Mass Effect Legendary Edition. Yes,
I can't wait.
Yes, it's games that's already come out, but Mass Effect 1 looks like a remake almost. I'm definitely going to be doing a Let's Play of that. Monster Hunter Stories 2 I'm looking forward to. It doesn't come out till next year, but the Pokemon Legends game looks amazing. Heck, I'm probably even going to play the Mario Golf game. I'm excited about that. So yeah, there's a lot of, like, especially in the summer. Usually the summer is like barren when it comes to games, but this upcoming summer is going to be spicy. Number 7, who's your least favorite character in Ruby? Like, is there someone you guys cannot stand as a character? Adam.
I mean, yeah.
But that's because he was a good villain. Like, that's the reason why we can't stand him, is because he just, like, it was to the point, like, it was kind of like, man, when is he going down?
I'm starting to wonder that about Tyrion at this point.
Tyrion doesn't bother me that bad.
I can't. God, it just drives me insane.
Tyrion I actually enjoy. I think Tyrion's a good psychotic villain. But as far as just can't stand, I don't think there is one. I mean, there's some that I'm just not as into as, say, someone else is. I kind of got to where I didn't care much for Ironwood anymore, because he kind of got annoying to me, I think, toward the end of Volume 8. Just how stubborn he was being, just how blind he had become. But
which we had learned was his semblance. That was a huge factor of that, even though, it just...
But I don't think there's really been a character that
we just absolutely can't stand.
Yeah, besides just a villain, but that's just because he was being a good villain. So yeah, I guess I would say that, like, one character that we just both together couldn't wait to see get taken out or something was Adam, just because he was a good villain. Number 8, will there be more giveaways in the future? Yes. When we hit 500 subscribers, we will be doing another giveaway. We've not done one since 100 subscribers, and that's mostly because COVID happened. Making, which, I mean, international shipping is still very expensive, but it's also very hard to do with what's been going on. And we don't want to alienate our international viewers, so we'll work around that. We still don't know exactly how we're going to do it. We want to do it different than last time, where it was a Q&A and we picked the winners based off what we thought was the best questions.
We're thinking of actually having something that, like most others do, because we've noticed that even if somebody's subscribed, if it's a private account, we can't see it, so we can't count everybody in, and we don't want anyone to be left out. So we're probably going to use like pretty much a Google document like form to have someone fill it out, so that you're actually entering to win.
I will go ahead and tell you guys, the first way to qualify is to subscribe.
Yes, and there'll be a little checkbox in there to tell us, yes, you're subscribed. But that's just, that way, if you fill out a form, you're actually entering, and we could see everyone, even if your name is private. Which no one would get that information. It's actually through our personal shop email, so, which And as for the first round of winners, especially since a lot of them were international, we're working on that. Like I said, the international stuff it's gotten kind of crazy with shipping, and I've had some issues lately, like a lot of issues. We just want to make sure that nothing gets lost. I've had stuff take months to get to me from overseas, and we just, like I said, we don't want nothing to get lost. The shipping prices have gone up, but I've tucked extra stuff into those boxes, so.
Say, number 9. Would you consider doing a giveaway of some of Jess's art for a subscriber special? Actually, I think everyone that wins in our giveaways gets some art.
Yeah, but I do
plus,
have
you get art monthly if you're a Patreon supporter.
Yes, as long as you have to make sure there's an address there. If there's no address, you'll just get to see it. You need to make sure the address is there. But yes, we can do giveaway, and I mean I do have the prints, but if like actual paintings that I've done, like actual canvas paintings, if anyone wanted any of those that I have done just to do, then yeah, I'd be more than happy to do something like that. I've got plenty of canvases laying around all over the place. Usual artist, canvases everywhere.
Number 10. Thoughts on Lady Dimitrescu. Sexy, hot, tall vampire lady. I kind of do have a thing for vampires. It kind of started with Blood Rain back in the day. I don't know. Like you can add like one of the thing like I think she remembers one of the biggest things that attracted me to her was that you didn't really have like a goth look, but it was alternative in a way. What did you call?
I still have that. It qualified under the emo scene stuff, which if you were to look in my closet, it has not gone away. We've just not gone anywhere.
I guess I just love the gothic hot chick. I guess I don't know, but like let's put it this way. In real life, I don't really find smoking attractive, but it does seem like anime, like
characters in a show or an anime,
like they make it look a little bit more attractive. And like you can ask her, when I saw that when they showed her with her cigarette holder, I was like, oh boy. But I made a joke on Twitter. I was like, if Capcom does not put a trophy in this game where if she kills you, it does. If we don't get a trophy that pops up that says "Step on me, Mama" or something, what was the point? What was the point? I mean, I can't wait to see what she's actually like in the game. But just first thoughts, I was like, especially when we finally saw the scene of her sucking Ethan's blood from a wound, I was like, Capcom, what are you doing? Like there's gonna be so many memes and lewd cosplay and all that, and boy has it delivered. I think she's the best.
The game's not even out yet.
Yeah, I think she's the best thing that happened to Resident Evil. Like I'm gonna be like, no, I don't want to kill you, but I have to, or like I can't. Like I'm gonna say some stuff in the Let's Play. Let's just like the moment she kills him, I'm like, yes, Mama, please.
Next question.
I'm not drunk, y'all, I swear. Number 11. Are there any fandoms that one of you are in that the other can't stand? I wouldn't say...
We tried to talk about this, and really...
I wouldn't say can't stand. It's just, there's some...
They're not, like...
There's some fandoms that one of us is in that the other one just...
Isn't as far into.
Like with her, she is a diehard Sailor Moon fan. Me, I'll watch it, but I'm not all that into it. I don't know why. Like I've watched other
You're into parts of it, just not the full.
I've watched other magical girl anime like Madoka. I loved Madoka. I loved how dark it was and all that. Sailor Moon.
You liked Crystal though, like more than the original.
Because Crystal's not as long as a watch.
No, it's kind of like Kai.
Yeah.
So I mean.
But and like as far as fandoms that I'm into that she is not that much into, anything horror genre. She likes Resident Evil, and it's so funny.
I can deal with most of them.
Leading up to the release of Resident Evil 7, you can ask her. I was hyped for 7. We'd be driving to Walmart or something, and all of a sudden I'd be going, "Go tell Aunt Rhody." Like, I love that song to this day. To me, that was the perfect song for them to pick for that game. And I played, Resident Evil 0, the remake of 1. Sadly, remake of 2 wasn't out yet, but I had like the PlayStation 1 version of it. Same way with 3, then 4. And she could handle them. Because, I mean, let's face it, most of the Resident Evil games are not all intensely scary. Because a lot of times Resident Evil kind of falls into that sci-fi horror sometimes. Not to say that sci-fi horror is not scary. I think the first Alien is a masterpiece. But I don't know what it is about 7, but she cannot to this day handle 7. When I told her I was going to do a Let's Play of it, it was instant dread. But luckily, I've played 7 enough to where there was no major cuts. Sadly, she doesn't have that luxury with 8 because it'll be my first time playing it. But I don't know,
there's a compromise. Either he has to point out all the timestamps that I need to cut, or he's going to learn to edit. So it's one or the other.
But here's the thing I don't get. Is it just the first person that freaks you out?
I don't know. There's a bunch of stuff. It just, my anxiety. Let's just put it this way. When I was playing through 7, and I'd be sitting on the bed with my laptop or something before I had my whole area set up, he'd be playing it, and I'd be sitting there, not even looking at it. And I was having an anxiety attack. Put headphones in, do something, because I can't take this.
No, that was Outlast 2.
I did it for 7 too.
Yeah,
I said, you need to put headphones in.
Yeah, I was playing Outlast 2, and it was at the very end, and even I cringed, because spoilers for Outlast 2, but it's been out so long, I'm pretty sure most people know, but I'm not very good with watching childbirth. And you see that, and I'm sitting there going, oh my God. And she goes, "Will you put a movie in or something?" She was shaking. She was so, I think it was the fact that she had probably been panicking for a while. And then hearing
it just exploded when he started. So
yeah. And I wasn't even doing it because I was scared. I was more disgusted than I was anything. But yeah, the Outlast game she can't handle. I don't know if I ever tried playing Alien Isolation around you. Because that's more sci-fi horror.
But I'm not sure.
I can't remember if you were ever interested in listening to Silent Hill when I'd play Silent Hill.
I don't know. But you'd know if it bothered me. And Outlast and 7 are the two that put headphones in. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, and I'm sure 8 will be the same thing. Okay, we're going to take a little break from the questions real quick because I've got some more pickups that I want to show you guys. Because not too long ago, I did a video about my Funko Pops. And I tell you the truth, I've actually gotten a few more since then. But I currently cannot reach them. Okay, so I know it's very rare for someone in the geeky and nerdy culture to also like sports, but the only sports that I really like are auto racing and professional wrestling. And I picked this pop-up because, for one, it's my favorite NASCAR driver of all time, plus it's kind of a sentimental thing because my dad was a huge NASCAR fan, and he was a very huge fan of this particular driver, and I think if he was still alive, he would be picking this up, and it is Dale Earnhardt in his car. So this is a Walmart exclusive. I had to pick this up. I don't know if
you ended up getting the actual pop of him too.
Yeah, it's the one right here on the back. But I couldn't pass this up because, like I said, it's kind of a sentimental thing.
You walked up to me with it, and I said, "You have to get that. You're never gonna find it again." Yeah. Literally the next day, we went to Walmart. They were gone.
Yeah.
So I was like, "Yeah, you have to get that."
Okay, so some other pops. Now, when it comes to the Pokemon pops, I'm only collecting the fire types. And I've got Charmander and Vulpix, but I can't grab them right now. So I grabbed Growlithe because he was actually the hardest to find. I had to order him off Amazon. Yeah, I had to order him off Amazon.
I pre-ordered mine.
Yeah, I should have pre-ordered when I had to. This one I actually picked up today, and I bought Jess one too.
One, so
yeah, I already had Flareon, but this is the Diamond Collection. It's a Funko 2021 Wondrous Convention Limited Edition. It's pretty much a sparkly Flareon.
Apparently, there's a Vaporeon out too. That's an exclusive, like similar to that, but I'm not sure how we're gonna find that one.
And this one I had to get. If you all know me very well, you know that I'm a huge fan of Dragon Ball and also of Kale and Caulifla. So I got Super Saiyan Kefla, which is a GameStop exclusive. The last pop I picked up from GameStop before I left that job. Oh yeah, I completely forgot. To the question about things coming up, I actually plan to do a little video on GameStop just to talk about my time there and to talk about some things that GameStop should not be very proud of doing and how I was treated on some things. But that'll come eventually. All right, that was our little break from questions, so let's get back to it. Number 12. What's your favorite manga series? I don't know what she's going to say because as much as a book reader as she is, she doesn't read a lot of manga. I've pushed some her way. She never reads them.
I do. It's just I also like I have a long list of manga that I want to get personally myself. Even it's just I haven't done it yet.
So my current favorite, which we've got the Ruby Anthology series and all that, but really my most favorite one right now, the mangas are not out yet. The first volume comes out in July, but this is a light novel, so it's more text than it is pictures. But it does, like I said, it does have a manga version. It is coming out this summer, and to tell you the truth, I am sold on this series. I hope it gets an anime because I will definitely be watching it. If we have better internet by then, we will react to it, and that is I'm in Love with the Villainess. It is pretty much a story of a Japanese office worker who it's never fully said, but it's pretty much hinted that she died, and she gets reincarnated as the main protagonist in one of her favorite Otome games called Revolution, but instead of being interested in the three princes who you're supposed to romance, she's in love with the antagonist, which her name is Claire, and it's pretty much her trying to win the heart of who is supposed to technically be the villain of the game. Another series that I really like, Jess has not read it yet, of course, but we watched the OVA of it, and it was really good. And that is the Kase-san series. Very, very sweet manga series. Like, there's very little drama, and if there is...
That's the one that we had gotten from that panel.
We went to a panel. Yeah. It is pretty much, like I said, there's very little drama, and when there is, it doesn't last very long, and it's mostly because one of them's a goofball and they misunderstood something. So those are the two that I am really, really into right now, just because I like how they're written. Only other manga I've ever, that's really the only two I want to mention right now, because all the others are kind of just like one-off buys, or I'm still not sure if I'm going to continue the series. But,
me, if you want to go for a manga that's still a favorite, I still absolutely was in love with Strawberry Panic.
Though it never got finished fully.
I know, it makes me so mad, but I fell in love with it. I'm trying to think, because that's...
Heck, we
The
had...
other one, the one I like, the bears, that doesn't have a manga, does it?
Well, yeah, if it's an anime, it's going to have a
don't
manga.
remember.
What is wrong with you? You just discredited yourself as a nerd. Oh my
I
gosh.
have a long list that I don't remember.
You're talking about Yuri Kuma.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's
which is
the
so
one I
funny.
couldn't remember.
Which is so funny. When we first watched that anime, at first, because it's so weird.
The first beginning, like the beginning of it's just like...
And she was like, what the heck is this? I don't think I'm going to like this. And then she ended up falling in love with it. Growl, growl.
And I remember, and actually it was more before COVID and all that, the more recent convention, and I saw someone actually dressed up and they had the paws and they turned around, growl, growl, and I kind of had my little fangirl moment over that, because that's not something you typically see somebody cosplay. Same thing with,
I think, we're talking about, like, cosplay moments like that. I think one of the weirdest cosplay moments for me is, I think it was the first time you had me cosplay as Tuxedo Mask, and, like, we passed this girl, and she, like, fangirled when she saw me. You remember?
I think so.
It was at my, like, first convention doing that. Okay, so we better get moving on here. 13. Do you guys watch a lot of anime? Yes. Yes and no. Because of our internet, we don't have, like, Funimation or Crunchyroll. If we did, we would probably watch an anime a day. When she had Netflix, when she still lived in Ohio, and I would go visit her, that's all we'd watch.
Yes.
We watched Madoka. We watched Kill la Kill.
I think Gurren Lang, I can't remember how it's pronounced. One with Yoko in it.
Oh, Gurren Lagann.
Yes,
yeah, that was Monty's favorite anime.
Well, no, we were starting that, and
Yeah.
that's also, but we didn't get to finish it because I moved and the internet just didn't support it.
But also, like, most of the anime we watch, we have to get on Blu-ray or DVD, and of course, when you buy anime like that, it's not very cheap. It's very, very expensive.
Or it's not even, like, no, and it doesn't bother us, like, if it's not dubbed, but finding it here dubbed or even here in Japanese, it's like an arm and a leg to get it, or you can't even find it.
But some animes we've watched, Yuri, it's one of my all-time favorite animes.
Oh, that's the one I was thinking of, where we saw the cosplayers where it stood out.
Yep. There was another little one called El Cazadora de la Bruja, I believe it was called.
I liked that one a lot too.
That was good. There was one called Kanan, and
that was actually good too.
yeah, that was one of the reasons why I got it, because the main character in it, her name was the same as mine, just spelled a little differently.
The Space Pirates one.
Yeah,
I love
Bodacious Space Pirate. She loved that one.
It.
Burst Angel was pretty good. Of course, all of Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, Dragon Ball Super. She's got all of original Sailor Moon and Crystal.
So far, I've even managed to find, it's only one DVD, and it's the original Sailor Moon, like when Deke first did it, like, and they cut everything out.
And of course, we've got The Legend of Korra and Ruby. I consider those anime, so if we've got Strawberry Panic in anime form, and Strawberry Panic, that was like my first exposure to the Yuri genre, and the ending of it made me cry. Like, I cried.
We have that right there at the very beginning. See it with the words on it? I don't know what that is. We haven't watched it yet, but I got it really cheap.
That's just some random thing you bought.
I don't know what it was, but it's just, it looks adorable, and apparently all the comments said it is quite cute. It's just silly.
Strawberry Panic, the ending of it with the music and all that, it touched me. It touched my heart so bad. Like, you can ask her. I cry every time I watch the end of Strawberry Panic. Another anime that we have recently watched and we were going to react to it, but it just didn't happen. But we got this because I had always seen this character at conventions or something like that, and it's one of the cutest, but also one of the most funniest things I have ever seen, and that is Umaru-chan. This is one of the funniest animes I have ever seen. If you have never watched this, watch it. It was fairly cheap. It was like $20 for a Blu-ray. Anime on Blu-ray for $20. That's cheap.
Let's just say it this way: instant cosplay.
Well, yeah, it's an easy cosplay.
I just don't have the wig. I actually have everything all planned out for her because it was so simple.
We've also got a few of the Studio Ghibli movies.
We're also looking into getting the entire first
our main
season of Pokemon,
the
original.
But our main 4 favorite Studio Ghibli films is Kiki's Delivery Service, My Neighbor Totoro, Princess Mononoke, and of course Spirited Away. Yeah, those are our main 4.
I think we've talked about it before. Kiki was my first, and then Spirited Away was my second, and I absolutely fell in love.
Princess Mononoke was my first Ghibli movie.
I'm cosplaying from that with a group of friends too one day.
So this next anime is would probably not be accepted now in this day and age, but I can't help it. It is so funny. Like when I found this on DVD, I was like, I've got to get it. And that is Ghost Stories.
You need to get Monica to sign that.
Yeah, if you guys do not know the story of this anime, like this anime when it first aired in Japan did so bad. They were pulling it off the shelves to save money. So when it was getting dubbed, the Japanese company pretty much told them, do whatever you want. Don't change the overall story. Don't change any of the characters' names. We just want to break even. Have fun.
Well,
if you guys thought Team 4-Star, what like this is where a bridged anime came from. Like you will not believe how raunchy, how offensive a lot of this stuff is, but like if you watch it just to not get offended by it, because I'm sure there's some stuff in this that was sad that even she was like, wow.
Yeah.
But it's so freaking funny. She's a ghost and a bitch. It's out. Like when people see clips of this off YouTube, they're like, oh, this is some abridged series. Then they do that's the actual yeah. It's like it's a guilty pleasure of mine. Number 14, are there any Ruby Theory videos coming up while we're on the hiatus? We've got the last episode of the Fairy Tale Theories coming up. We're going to be putting a little bit more attention to that one because it's Bumblebee and Beauty and the Beast. So yeah, we definitely want to put a little bit more.
As far as through the hiatus, like as far as theories come up, usually we'll see, one of us will see something and it'll generate a theory, which will be another video. But
yeah, like this upcoming week, we're going to have a new Ruby video. And it's going to be Bumblebee and Renora throughout Volume 8 and talking about all the ways that Kruby paralleled the two couples throughout the whole entire volume. I also want to do a video about a theory about the world that they're in. We already did a Team Ruby in Wonderland video. This one's going to be more like, what if this other world is like Valhalla? Because the big tree kind of reminded me of Yggdrasil, the life tree. So,
Kingdom Hearts, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah. So we may do a Team Ruby in Valhalla video. So yeah, like I said, stuff usually comes to us daily. We never try and plan too far ahead because things change, seems like. So yeah, that's the answer to that one. Number 15, are there any new ships that you both are passionate about that you found recently? Not really recently, but there are, like, as far as Ruby goes, there's a lot of ships that I like. I like Prismatic Ponytails, which is Weiss and Ilya. I don't think it has a ship name, but I really like Sienna and Callie. I would just love it if Sienna was really actually the other parent of Blake. We both like Rosebird, which is Raven and Summer. I really like Snow.
I would love to do a shoot if I could find another summer cosplayer.
We both really like the Robin and Winter version of Snowbird. I would love it if Robin and Winter hooked up, but I mean, they to this day they've not interacted, so I highly doubt it. Trying to think if there's any, like, it's wild. Ships will just come to you. Like, you'll be playing a game like, oh, this character reminds me of this character in this other game where they don't exist in the same world. It's like the Tales series. Mila from Tales of Zillia and Velvet from Tales of Berseria. That'd be a great ship. They don't exist in the same world, but hey, who cares? Trying to think. It's really hard to say. I've not had anything come to me recently. Because really, like, the ships that I've mostly been focusing on are the ships I already like Bumblebee or Edeldeath. Oh yeah, despite what happened in the show, I still like Baked Alaska, Neo and Yang. And another one that, like, I had never even thought about this one till yesterday, and that was Ilia and Emerald. Apparently, it's called Diamond Lizard or Jeweled Lizard, I think. So I like that. I was like, yeah, I think Emerald and Ilia would be good together, to tell you the truth.
Mage and Demon Queen.
Oh yeah, well, that's a ship that's long sailed. But yeah, if you've never read Mage and Demon Queen,
I was
go
gonna say,
read
I forgot
that.
to add that too. I didn't know if it would count with the manga and all that, but
It's a webtoon.
So I really kind of hope it actually gets, because the writer actually has some manga published, so I really hope this one does. I absolutely loved it. I'd love to see it in anime form, but I remember he showed it to me and I absolutely fell in love. I'm actually going to cosplay Veil, so eventually.
Oh, another ship that I don't talk about a whole lot that I really like is Kale and Caulifla from Dragon Ball Super. So number 16, it's pretty much kind of like the one. When is more Jess content coming? Would love to see her cosplay work and Luna.
I'm working on it. Actually,
If Luna was inside, we would involve her way more. But with her being outside, it's just harder.
Which actually brings to the other topic of us. We're currently looking. We're actually in a place to look for a place of our own. So she will be in more content once that happens, because she'll be inside all the time. But I'm working on more content. Right now, since I'm getting more up to date with the rest of the boxes and orders that I have left. I've got some filming I'm gonna do. I'll probably announce the next one on Twitter at some point, because I'm actually gonna probably start on that here in the next day or so, because it's gonna be a quick thing. I can actually tell anyone that has seen the Hot Topic Sailor Moon bathing suits that were floating around, they didn't make the Outer Scouts. So I'm actually going to make a video on how to make one with like an existing bathing suit or from scratch or whatever. So that's probably going to be one of the next videos.
Number 17, how did you find the theme for you guys' intro?
Well, actually, I watch Kamui cosplay a lot. Like, when I work on stuff, I literally marathon most of their videos. They have some interesting themes that were, like, music that was in their, that they'd have playing in certain character series of their videos that they've done, and one really stood out to me, so I decided to look into it since it's all royalty-free music, and I picked another song I liked from that creator, and some of the music kind of just stuck. So I've actually just surfing YouTube for royalty-free music, and I like that. Let's save that for something.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, that was definitely Kamui was a huge inspiration with the music thing. So. Go check her videos.
It's the same with my horror game intro music. I'm actually the one that found that. We were using a different one for my Halloween game-a-thon, but it caused trouble toward the end.
Yeah.
So that's why the last episode of that was my original song.
We have an unworded one of that, but we didn't want a chance to again.
Plus, I liked the lyrics in it. So, for the Halloween Game-a-thon this year, because yes, I am going to do that again, I'm going to try my best to find the music beforehand and make sure there's no strings attached to it. Because, a lot of these channels will put up royalty-free music, but then turns out you got to still pay for it to use it.
When we get big enough and not care, we'll buy a royalty to, buy a license to be able to use the royalty-free, music on certain pages. So, when that day comes, we'll cross that line.
Number 18. You talk about Goku and Chi-Chi a bunch. What other Dragon Ball characters do you guys love? I love Caulifla. I really do.
I do too, and I absolutely love I love Bulma. A lot. She's probably my other next favorite.
Another character whose name starts with a B?
Boo.
Beerus, hun.
Oh, I absolutely love Beerus.
Really, you do? Because you couldn't even remember him.
Well, that wasn't the first thing that came to mind. But
who is voiced by Jason Douglas, who
know.
voices Jock in Ruby.
I know. We heard a little bit of that. But I don't know, the first time I first came across Beerus when we watched through everything, I just fell in love with him. Him and Whis. I just love how he acts.
Other characters I like, I've always liked Future Trunks. I just always thought he was cool. When I was younger, when he was finally introduced, I wanted a sword. I gotta admit, I like Frieza just because he's a great villain. He was like the first real, Vegeta came before that, and Piccolo, and then King Piccolo and all that before. But Frieza was just the first Dragon Ball villain that I just loved to hate. Just could not wait to see him get defeated.
Still, yeah, I do like Frieza. But one of my favorite moments is actually in the Broly movie.
All of your favorite Frieza moments are comedic, where he gets
like in the Broly movie.
Yeah,
what?
Yeah, that was pretty funny. I do like the new Broly. I really hope they do more. They bring him back in Super, whether if it stays as a manga or if it does come back as an anime. If Dragon Ball Super comes back as an anime, I am going to be covering it. See, let me think real fast.
I love Majin Buu as well, which is why I got excited when I saw he was announced as a late thing for
even
him.
Though you did not care that much for the Buu arc. That's a lot of people's least favorite arc is the Buu arc.
I really hope, because he does go to cons, I really hope I get the chance to actually meet Jason.
A lot of people found her annoying, but I liked Pan from GT. I didn't have a problem with her. Baby, I loved Baby as a villain because he legit had a reason for what he was doing. Kind of hope some way they do bring Baby back.
21.
Oh yeah, I love Android 21
the
for reasons.
The
but
pin I got you, and then your figure somewhere.
It's back there.
Ah.
Yeah, I love Android 21. I think that's all I can think of right now. So yeah, that's some of our other Dragon Ball characters that we like. Number 19. Do you see any more connections to Ruby from other shows or games you guys are into? Maybe some theories on what Rooster Teeth drew inspiration from?
Again, Kingdom Hearts, just saying.
It's hard because theories like that I have to set on and actually think through instead of just on the spot. Like the Yang and Super Saiyan video, that's been talked about for years. I can't answer off the top of my head. I would have to really look at stuff.
But the Kingdom Hearts thing is a legit thing as well, and that was something I noticed a long time ago because of how certain things are, the belts, all the zippers, that is definitely... Well,
that's also Final Fantasy.
Yes, between Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts, the two, Square in general, let's just put it
well,
that way.
I mean, you gotta remember...
And then the end.
You've gotta remember, I don't know if it was 100% fully confirmed, but apparently Monty based Yang off a bit of Tifa from Final Fantasy VII.
I remember something like that, and that was another connection I made.
There's definitely connection. Maybe I'll do a V on that, like the connections between Yang and Tifa. there's definitely some Final Fantasy in there.
With a mix of like Kingdom Hearts and certain
Well,
aspects as
Ruby
well.
doesn't have a convoluted plot like Kingdom Hearts does.
Well, no, that's not what I meant. I meant
you're mostly
design.
going, yeah, you're mostly going off the design.
But that's another factor too. So I mean, I'm trying to think of anything else.
Like I said, I would have to actually sit down and really think about it. So number 20. What are your dream cosplays? I've already brought it up, and it's the Hunter from Bloodborne.
Well, I've already done one, and I'm gonna redo it. And one of them so far I've done is Princess Serenity. You can ask him. I actually cried when I first put it on, but then it added to it when he proposed in that. Well, I was in that dress. So
Though also, I want to do every Super Saiyan form of Goku. I've done Base, I've done Super Saiyan God, and Super Saiyan Blue. So I've still got to do 1, 2, 3, 4.
And we, believe it or not, we've actually got plans for 3. So we were hoping to possibly have that to meet Sean, but we're not sure if that's going to work yet. We're still working on figuring out the supplies, because that wig's going to be the most of anything.
Yeah.
Another one of my, like, I have a lot of Lightning cosplays that do fall into that category, just because of how much she means to me, especially being at, as far as I've advanced now, she's reemerged on the dream list. Her armor set is another one. I have parts of it thanks to a friend that I got it off of. But Liara is definitely another dream cosplay.
Hawk from Dragon Age.
Yes. There's, like I said, there's a few, and there's quite a list, but there's a lot of the characters, they mean something to me. Sailor Moon,
I wouldn't mind doing Link and Zelda either.
the other forms of Sailor Moon, I've never done, so that's definitely another dream thing, is to continue on with her as well. I don't know if there was any other ones, but at least those are the major ones. But
oh, another one. Not exactly a particular character, but when I was a kid, I wanted Saiyan armor.
and I've
bad.
been working on
Yeah,
that.
so that all you can think of?
That's anything major, yeah, because
Okay.
Liara is the next biggest one, but like Serenity, I do have an ultimate dream version of her dress, though. It's going to be the most expensive thing I ever buy, because the type of fabric that is needed for it, but it is her dress, but it's like an ultimate form, and that's one day.
All right, last question. We kind of saved this one for last on purpose in case we piss anyone off. Because it seems like whenever you talk about this, no matter how fair you try to be, you still make someone mad. What's your least favorite Ruby ship? So we can either play this safe and just say Enabler and Taradana, and
Which, technically, those kind of are.
yeah, and just go home on that, or we can at least bring up the one ship that we both just don't think works, that a lot of people do think it does, and like, because either way, there'll be someone out there who'll say you dislike that ship because of this, like, even though,
Which is why I kind of want to lean towards staying away from it, because I'm not going to disrespect the ship, or, throw any type of hate towards it.
it's just that the show kind of went out of its way to show that it wouldn't work.
Well, I'm pretty sure everyone knows what we're talking about. But as far as...
My problem isn't with the ship, it's with certain individuals who ship it and what they've said I have an issue with, but I don't really want to get into it.
The thing is if you want to go along the lines of like Toradana and Enabler, I wouldn't say that's the least favorite ship. I'd say that's a hated ship.
Okay, I was going to say, you kind of threw me off there for a sec.
No, I'd say that's a no ship for me, like completely.
Yeah.
So that wouldn't really fall on a least favorite. There's some other ships that I just don't see.
And then there's some ships where the fandom has kind of soured our outlook on them in some cases. I guess just for fun, like, I think one that got that kind of was hinted in the show, and just it really like, and this has been one major criticism of RWBY that I do agree with, and that the whole triangle between Jean, Weiss, and Neptune just really served no purpose. Like, sorry guys, my eyes are itching. Like, it just went nowhere. Like, it literally just lasted and seemed like it was there to, like, it seems like it pushed Arcos a bit more. Like, it kind of was there to help Arcos. Then, I mean, there could have been people who were looking forward to Iceberg. You know, I believe Neptune and Weiss is Iceberg.
I think so.
I think those people were hoping that was going to happen, and I mean, they just never did anything with it. I mean, could they always? I mean, maybe. I don't know. But I don't know, because it's hard, because it seems like Neptune, bless his heart, just seems like he's meant to be a comedic character. But then again, that's kind of how they were doing Jean, and look how far. Well, then again, Jean falls more into the protagonist role, where, secondary protagonist, where Neptune is, by and large, a secondary character. But it's just wild that, you know, even though there's a ship for everything, and there's even ships that involves Y. I don't know why, but
that was news to me. Like, let's just put it this way. A couple years ago, quite a few years ago now, we were at, I think it was one of our first RWBY photo shoots, the group shoots that we'd gone to at a con, and they were starting to name off ships, and most of the group standing there waiting, they're looking around like, the hell ship is that? Who is that?
Well, also, they were calling out ships that none of the characters were there.
Yeah, that was another thing. Like, and the thing is everyone's looking around like, we don't even know who that is. Like, there's just so many ship names now. It's like,
that's why if you ever have a RWBY photo shoot and you're gonna do ships, even if they are the most known ones, if you call out a ship name, name the two characters it involves. Doesn't matter if it's White Rose, Bumblebee, Renora. Because, I mean, sometimes people just don't know. Because they've either just gotten into the show, or they're just not really big. They're not a big part on the shipping aspect of it.
But you also set so many of the popular ones, and some of the not as popular, but, you know, known
Because you never know who's going to show up.
Yes, and then you do
we had this one girl
stuff, and then you leave it open for anyone to do.
We had we did our own photo shoot, and there was this one girl that showed up as Jen, and she was amazing.
Yes, that was the first one we've ever seen.
Yeah, because Volume 6 had ended that year.
And then we had an Ospen with cookies.
Oh, he was awesome. He was awesome.
He actually took an old plastic lightsaber, so his cane would actually come out and contract. Yeah. I thought it was the coolest thing. He goes, but the cookies were melting, but he goes, come on, you all have to eat them. He was just carrying around a plate of cookies specifically for, I think he may have started following us on Instagram. I can't remember.
Yeah, he was awesome. Not just because he brought cookies, but he
was just fun.
Yeah, and like he owned the character.
Oh yeah, he fell into that role so well.
That one was a little awkward for me because, like, I just feel like personality-wise, I'm more like Yang, but yet I was a male Blake at that one. Yeah. So because you were Yang, so I kind of felt like this just doesn't fit my personality at all.
And one of our friends was actually, she was there helping us, and then she hosted the one the next day, and that one got interesting.
Yeah, I think what was great about that con was that when we did our Beauty and the Bees cosplay, and like they
knew who I was.
And this was right after Volume 6, and people were coming up to us going, yes, I see the Beauty and the Beast parallel, like, you know, and all that.
The first, like, we had just walked, I don't even think we were out of the hotel yet, and
yeah,
she goes, oh my god, it's Blake! And I about, like, right then and there about had it, because I was thinking, yeah, the symbol's all over the dress, and I had the ears and all, but if you didn't actually go up and see the symbol on the ruffles,
they were just going to think you were a bell with cat ears.
Cat ears, yeah. And I was thinking, you know, but everybody knew who I was. One person confused you, but then saw the symbol. He goes, "I'm so sorry." He goes, "This is awesome." Like he understood the
And like our friend
connection.
that our friend that she was talking about who had helped us, she showed up later and she was dressed as Adam, but yet she was acting like.
I think we've posted the picture. I'll have to post it again.
And she was actually not. She wasn't acting like Adam. She was acting like Gaston,
Yeah.
which was funny because she looked at you and went, "Well, hello, Belle."
I just kind of stepped behind him, but she knew that it was. It was just
fun.
all.
That was a fun con that year. Like, was that the year that I ran to our other friend and she was like wasted, and like didn't even remember talking to me.
I think so.
Yeah.
That was the one we met our crow friend, and we
Yeah.
had to help Summer back to her.
Oh gosh, no.
Yes,
Was
that
she
was
a
the same
Summer?
con.
Was she
Yes,
a
she
Summer or
was.
was she Callie? I thought she was
She
Callie.
was Summer. She did Callie the day before.
This girl was wasted. Like, me and him had to help her to the elevator, then to
He was
her
already
room.
helping her, and he was starting to lose the
Yeah.
grip on keeping her. And she, all of a sudden, the only reason we noticed, and she just goes, because I was dressed as Yang, she goes, "Yang!"
And I was Blake, and while we're in the elevator, she gets like right in my face. I can smell the alcohol.
Oh, wait, maybe she was Callie.
No,
Because
because she looked at me and said, "You have my permission to marry my daughter with every sense of the word."
That's right. I couldn't remember it.
Yeah, because I was Blake and you were Yang, so she had to have been Summer.
And the room was actually further from our room than we thought, but we helped her down, and her roommates like thanked us over and over again.
Yeah,
she goes.
But the thing was, she was all the way on the other side of the hotel. We had to walk a ways with her dead weight, drunk.
But she didn't even have her phone on her so that we could actually try and call like her roommates, because that was our first.
And it's so sad because she was adorable.
I think she apologized this next day, but her roommates are even like.
They're
oh
like,
my God.
No, one of the guys was like, I forgot what her name was, but he was like, "So and so, you had a little too much to drink, didn't you?" I remember that's how they talked to her.
Well, when she went in there, I noticed she just like they stood her up, and she kind of just fell over on the bed. But they thanked us over and over again. They're like, "I'm so sorry."
That's like one of the more funnier drunk stories at cons. There's others where it's like straight up scary. We've seen people carried out of the main rooms back to their hotel like they're completely
And this isn't just one
out.
specific con. This is like several.
Yeah.
Even this isn't even
the scariest was we were leaving the room to go like to the dealer's room or just walk the convention center, and they had someone on a stretcher taking them out. They had gotten alcohol poisoning, and then we also
was that the one in the hotel?
Yeah, and then
we had to skip a floor and go down the stairs.
Yeah, and then there was another one. We came out of the elevator, and someone drunk on the floor, and they had puked all over the place.
Yeah, we skipped that floor too and went the other way.
Yeah, so I mean,
just be careful, guys. I mean, and the big thing is, it is one thing, Yeah.
I mean,
drinks at cons, but
I mean, we've gotten tipsy at
water,
cons.
Food. You have to really.
She's like she's the biggest lightweight ever. She had like half a drink the night before, which it was in a pretty big cup.
If you've been to Kalahari, the cups are this big.
And of course, the Dumbo decided, "Oh, I'm gonna drink and then get up early and so I can sell stuff at the craft fair or whatever."
That time.
And so here I am. I did not want to get up because Saturday night, that's the night that you stay up late and have fun and all that cons. And here I am having to get up and drag all this stuff here. I'm wanting to go back to the room and sleep. And I hear her say, "Oof, I'm really regretting that drink." I'm like,
it's a combination of also the bed that we were sleeping on was not very comfortable after that night. So
I don't know. I slept in it pretty well. That was the year that I shockingly woke up before you.
But there's been one where I was dressed actually as my Makote Lightning, and I was getting so giggly, and then somebody legit had a DJ on the grass on their like bottom room floor playing music. I was out on the porch just kind of doing this type thing, and I just turn around and everyone's peeking out the balcony door going,
Well, yeah,
Okay?
because no one's ever seen you tipsy.
I think the biggest shock was our friend Mike going, he didn't expect me to be just dancing around, tail, ears, and all.
A lot of wild stuff happens at cons. Like, I think conventions is the only time you get hit on the most. And it's always
usually women.
It's always
women.
I think it's always been women. Well, there was one time she got like a comment on a DeviantArt post of her in her very first Lightning cosplay, which
God.
she will admit to this day was not good looking at all.
No.
And some guy was asking her for like nudes and bikini shoots and all that. I thought it was funny. I busted out laughing when she told me. But that happened at a convention. She got that message while at a convention.
Which means the guy was at that convention. At least he didn't seek me out or anything. But I mean,
it seems like whenever something is going to happen, it happens at a convention.
But every time I've been hit on, it's always by women, which I'm completely okay with.
And I miss it most of the time. I
cannot believe you missed the Harley one, though.
Yeah,
that was
but
the most direct one in front of me.
Yeah.
Like, you were standing right there.
I think, yeah, like, that one I wasn't that affected by missing it. Like, I think the worst thing I've ever heard been said, now this was back in high school, was this girl walked up to this guy, and now if this happened, I'd probably still laugh, but I'd love to see a look on your face if this happened to you. But there was a guy and a girl stand there in the lunch line to get lunch. This girl walked up and looked at the guy and said, "Your girlfriend's hot. I'd do her," and then just walked away. I was standing right behind them, so I'm like, the guy looked pissed off, so I'm trying my best not to laugh, but I'm sitting there thinking, that's the funniest damn thing I've heard all day. I went and told all my friends about it, and they all laughed. Like, that was hilarious. And, like, some of the people I went to high school with were wild. I remember in art class, this girl was talking about having a orgy at her house that weekend. I'm like, what are you talking about in art class?
You're how old and we're talking about that?
It was my junior year in high school.
A little young, aren't we?
I mean, yeah, I don't know. I was just there to at least pass the class. I don't know why I was in an art class, because I can't draw worth a darn. I only saw like 3 fights in all of high school. I saw
like parts of them, but they were already broken up by the time I got through the hallway.
Let me tell these stories real fast, because these are funny. 3 fights in all of high school that I actually witnessed. 2 of them were girls. 1 of them was guys. First one was freshman year, gym class. We were all sitting on the gym floor stretching and all that. And all of a sudden you hear, "You skank, you slut." And this girl ran out and just slammed this other girl on the gym floor and just started boom, 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 just screaming every curse word you can. And when they pardoned them all up, we all went, "Yeah." And the teacher, he went, "Now is that any way for a young lady to talk?" It was hilarious. Second one was in the hallway. It was in the lunchroom, and it was, I don't know, like, I just walked in and it was going on. It was the circle, and they were mostly just pulling each other's hair. That's mostly what they were doing. I don't remember seeing any punches getting. I did see clothes get ripped though.
I've not seen that. I've saw 2 girls, and the one girl was actually in my choir class, and it was the one that you wouldn't like expect to do anything. She was so like soft spoken, like quiet, and somebody just, I don't know, this other girl was mean enough as it is and just pissed her off, and she turned around and just quickly dumped a water bottle in her face and then knocked her to the floor and just started like beating the hell out of her. And she won that fight, but they got broken up.
Now, the 2 guys was actually in the very same art class I was talking about. There was a lot of straight A apples in this class. Like, it was one of the guys sitting at the table I was at, and then one of the guys sitting at the other, and I don't remember what the argument was about, but they got into it. Teacher wasn't in the room, so they both stood up, and they were squaring each other off, and this other guy sitting at my table was agging it on. He's like, "Yeah, go, hit him. And the moment he hit the guy went, "Oh, shit." That's what it, like, yeah, hit him. Oh, shit. But it was a heck of a punch. He hit that guy went down. Like, just one hit. And his friend got up like he was going to do, he was like, but he didn't do anything. Like he acted like he was.
Why does that sound like typical high school guys?
Yeah, he got up.
me?
He was like, "Man, you okay?" Like he was hulking up or something, and just didn't do anything. He just stood there. Like I really thought, I was like, God, is there a brawl about to happen in art class?
That's like the definition of like, well, when I was in school, that was like the definition of the high school guy, like the stereotypical. You know, I'm going to get up and defend my friend, but I'm not going to do a damn thing.
I stand corrected. I saw one other fight, so 4. It was freshman year in my math class, first period.
Math class?
Yeah. We were just, and the thing is, we were all facing the classroom, and the teacher sat off to the side here. That's where his desk was. So I don't know how he didn't damn see this. But he was just talking to one of the students about God knows what, because this teacher was very good about just going off talking about random crap, music, sports, all that.
I had a couple of those teachers.
And I look over, and this guy is just playing the drums on this guy's head. Just like boom, 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 boom. And the funny thing is, the guy getting hit is just sitting there going, "What the hell?" Like, that's all he could say. So, and the guy's like boom, 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 come on, boom, 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 come on. Like, so I have no idea what started this. I just look over and the guy's playing Donkey Kong drum. Like, what was the name of that game where you had to play the bongo drums on Donkey Kong?
I don't remember.
Well, it was on the Wii. But yeah, you had to play, like, that's how he was doing. Like, he was beating the drums. Teacher finally damn saw it. And it was like, he got up and separated them, but not before the guy just, boom, right in the eye.
Oh, which one got hit in the eye?
The one that was getting his head beat in, and all he could do was go, "What the hell?" And of course, the teacher got him down there. You hear him go, "F you, Mister." I forgot what the teacher's name was, but said that. It's like, F you, Mister Blah blah. F you. Never saw the kid again.
Probably got expelled.
And then after that, the teacher moved his desk from the side to behind us all. I was like, if you didn't see it from over here, I don't know why the hell you think you're gonna see it from there. And like,
more direct line of sight, I guess.
But the funnier thing was, one of the students was like, he found out one of the students saw it starting to happen. The teacher asked him, "Well, why didn't you say something?" He said, "I said fight." He's like, "Why didn't you say it louder?" "I didn't want to disrupt class." That's exactly what he said, and the teacher even laughed.
I didn't want to disrupt the class. Okay, I don't know what teacher wouldn't laugh at that one. I mean,
he just started laughing and said, "You didn't want to disrupt class."
So just let a fight go on.
Which, that teacher was weird. Like, we would be doing our work, and he'd be sitting, because who knows what teachers do with their desks when everybody's working. All of a sudden, you'd hear the teacher go, "Bye, bye, 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 Moran." I was like, why is he singing Barbara Ann during class? He was just...
If I had a teacher that was that random...
That was the only math class I done well in. Like, I aced that class.
If I would have had a teacher like that just, while working, just started singing or randomly talking, I would have never gotten any damn work done in that class, because I would have been so distracted by what the teacher was going to suddenly do next.
And, like, he wasn't very attentive. There was girls sitting in guys' laps in that class, and...
I don't have any classes that would have ever gotten away with that.
And it was very lax, like... And then I had a guy who sat beside me who talked about getting high all the time. Another guy sat behind me, told me a story about how he survived a tornado, and he said his reaction is when he saw the tornado land was, "Dang." That was it. That's all he told me. 14-year-old me thought it was hilarious, so I even drew a comic of a tornado about to hit his house, and it just said, "Dang." I really did. Oh, high school.
You couldn't pay me to go back.
I wish I could go back with my like...
the knowledge you have now.
Yeah, I'd rule that school. Did anything else happen? I mean, plenty happen, but anything just that random or stupid. Oh, one last story before we get out of here. So I was in my high school's choir class. It was a show choir. We sang and we danced. Yes, I can sing. Maybe one day I'll do that for you guys.
You still need to teach me swing dancing.
I know. But toward the end of the year, after competition and all that, we really did not do anything. It was like a free period. There's days I'd go in there and I'd sleep for the whole period. One of my friends in high school, he was sitting against the wall doing his homework, minding his own business, being a good boy, you know. One of the girls walked over to him, and they were pretty good friends. They weren't like friends to where you thought they were dating, but they were close friends. But she was also a girl that no one really liked in a way. But that still doesn't defend what he did. But she just walks over, she was talking to him, and he reaches up, pulls her damn pants down. He's sitting like to my right against the wall. I'm sitting to the side, and I'm like, what the hell? Like, he just pulled him down, and she went, oh, pulled him up and then slapped him right on the head. Then ran into the closet where, like, we used it for, like, harmonizing and all that because it was in a closet and there was a piano in there.
We had those too, but they were also dressing rooms for the show.
One of the other girls popped her head out, and because of course she was in there crying, and said, "What happened?" Now, she was friends with her, but really she didn't like her. She was like, "What happened?" And they're like, "He pulled her pants down." She had to turn away because she tried not to laugh. And so she came out and did, "You shouldn't have done that," and just yelled at him and all that. And he got kicked out, of course. But the thing that like really sucked about it was months after it happened, she still talked about it. And like she used it to try and get other people in trouble.
Oh, that's pathetic.
Yeah, like she used that opportunity to try and get people kicked out. I'm surprised she didn't try and get me because I just witnessed it. Like I still, that is the most randomest thing that ever happened in high school that I still don't understand why. Like I even asked him, "Why did you do that?" "Oh no, I just did it." I was like, "You dumbass."
Just one of those random evil thoughts. Okay, I'm gonna do this.
Yeah,
do that now.
I
Here
mean,
she comes. Like,
was like, even if no one liked her, was it right to do? No, you never embarrass somebody like that. But it, like, what makes it funny is just the absurdity, the randomness. Like, why? Oh, I don't know. I just did it. I was like, so you're gonna get kicked out of here, and you might get like suspended from school over, "I don't know, I just did it." I was like, "You don't ever pants anybody, especially in the middle of class." But I'll just never forget that. Like, he was doing his homework, being a good boy. I'm sitting there just bored. Like, I think I just woke up from a nap because it was about time to go home. And the only people that saw it was me, him, and these two other girls who were sitting there. And they were just, I don't know, like it was a different time. Like they weren't exactly disgusted, but they were just like, oh my God, you know, like that. But but yeah, like the whole class, like at first everyone sympathized with her, but then when she tried to get people in trouble over it and all that, like if they were a couple, she would go tell the teacher, "Oh, they're doing this, and I don't feel comfortable with that because of what happened to me."
oh, that's pathetic.
Yeah,
now
she
that
tried.
I know more the extent of that.
Yeah, she tried to get several people in trouble.
Did she get anybody kicked out?
No. But yeah, high schools. I went to school with some characters, that's for sure. I think this has went long enough. We're nearing 2 hours.
Oh God.
But yeah, this was just our little podcast of just talking about the most randomest stuff, plus a little Q&A. But that's what happens in these kind of shows. You kind of just go off the cuff and just talk about anything. Hopefully we didn't tell anything too raunchy. I don't think so.
Thanks.
It's just high school stories. that I witnessed, and it's been like over 10 years since those happened, so I may not even remember most of what happened. I do remember her trying to get people in trouble and using that as an excuse. But hope you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully you stayed around to the end. Don't know when episode 3 will be. We'll just see.
It just kind of comes at random.
Yeah, next time we have enough things to talk about, we'll do another one. But as always, guys, this is Kanan.
This is Jesse.
We love you all very, very much. Stay safe out there. Take care of yourselves. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you had a great weekend. Hope you have a great rest of your week. Last episode of Resident Evil 7 will be up on Wednesday, and then our Ruby video will be up on Friday, and then my first episode of Resident Evil Village will be out next, the following Monday after that. So, we'll see you guys in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.